Abo, yeah, that's it. Bibi abo call there.
Yamiadum.
Ministry will call.
Bibi akos kama.
And yamiase. And I know, me ba Crossport Stadium, me who, ewo stadium. You were there. You saw your course. So in a minute or two, now it will say as a party member.
Oh, as a party member, the outcome was wonderful. Great victory for NPP, and NDC should take note.
Hey, meaning say Bibi or however.
Oh, baby, cry. It's a new team. Hi, neighbor.
But what happened in meeting with expectations?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes, and not only my expectations, but it really met my prayer.
Oh, meaning that your prayer was change.
This party needs change, and the change that came on Saturday night, Sunday, was a reflection of a bigger change which had taken place. A lot of you observers hadn't noticed in terms of our internal elections. See, during the constituency elections, 70%, and listen, 70% of incumbent constituency executives were voted out.
70%?
I'm telling you.
Across the country?
Yes. That's the average. In some regions it was much higher, in some regions it was lower. But 70% of constituency executives, Omana party at the base, 70% of them were voted out. So the 80% that we got at the top last Saturday, is a reflection of the changes that the party needs and crying for. And it's a very positive step.
At least in himself for the chairmanship, the incumbent, Wankobio, but General Secretary, the incumbent stood again. You thought from the onset will be Lusu?
Well, no, it's not a question of thinking. You don't think. You look for what is best for your party.
Okay.
And what is best for the party is what was achieved on Saturday.
Okay, the best for the party, they say John Bwedu lost and GFK.
Well, I don't want to personalize it. I'm saying that of the 10 incumbents, 8 were out. Only 2 retained their positions. And that is very significant. That is a lesson you have to learn from last Saturdays, and it's lost on a lot of people. And the same reflection at the constituency level. That's what I'm saying. At the constituency level, 70% of incumbents were voted out by the polling station executives.
And what does it then mean to parliamentary elections and a flag bearer elections?
Well, I don't think there's any relationship. If anything, it will improve our performance at the general election, because it means that the party will be better managed, that all the things that we needed to change will come to pass. Because obviously nobody in MPP was happy with the outcome of the 2020
elections.
We lost a net of 36 constituencies. And you think that's a good performance?
But I don't know, would you blame it on the past executives?
It's not a question of blaming. I'm saying that the way we've conducted ourselves as a party ended as a near disaster. Now we have 137. You have an NDC Speaker of Parliament. Is that what the MPP wants? No. So you can't use the same methods and expect different results. So we are saying that the changes in the management of the party now is good for the future of this party.
And I'm interested in the bit. For this reason, the NDC would have to watch out.
Oh, of course.
2024.
Oh, definitely. Because we have new blood, new ideas coming, new hands on board. And it's a reflection of what the party wants. So the party at the base is going to be gingered up. It's a new. We came to the Congress in a somber mood, but you could see that during the Congress and after the Congress, spirits were uplifted. That was my personal observation.
But do you think that Enono can change the mind of the Ghanaian automatically? Because as we speak, say 2 major research reports now out. Afrobarometer, and a majority of Ghanaians think the country is going in the wrong direction. And number 1. Number 2, so Global Info Analytics, and Omono all the various parameters it points to the fact that you might lose the 2024 election.
Yeah, but these are just speculation based on good research, okay? The outcome politics you can never predict, as you know. You can never predict. All what I'm saying is that it all depends upon the effort of the MPP. And the effort of the MPP in 2020 was near disaster. We nearly lost the election. But now we have new managers who are going to come in with new ideas and new spirits. And that will make an impact on the way we conduct our campaigns and so on. Yes.
And you believe, say, 2 years ago, things can change for the Ghanaian to restore our confidence in you.
It's Harold Wilson who said that a day in politics is a long time.
A day in politics.
It's a long time. So please, don't put too much store on these research findings.
One other thing is, because I was a bit surprised. Me kind report, especially Alpha Barometer, majority of Ghanaians cast say the country is heading in the wrong direction. I mean, himself by one critical sector in this country's economy is agric. And for majority of Ghanaians to say the country is going in the wrong direction, no, that probably would include the agric sector, because I don't say a part of the general Ghanaian economy and
observation, of course. I mean, it's a major sector of the economy of Ghana, agriculture. And I can tell you that the evidence before us is rather the contrary to what your people are saying.
Evidence from the agric sector?
Oh, yes. A sector where Akufo-Addo invests 2.6 billion Ghana cedis to subsidize seed and fertilizer. And out of that generates 50 billion Ghana cedis.
No problem.
May say,
yes.
Agriculture.
94.7.
The last 5 years, the Akufo-Addo government invested in just the seed and fertilizer subsidy. 2.6 billion cedis. The amount of food and produce which were generated from these subsidies, worth maybe like 50 billion Ghana cedis. So the return on investment has been extremely good. And that and on the air drive the growth. You see, the last 3 years, agriculture has been the puller of growth. And I'll give you some statistics here. 2019, rate of growth agriculture 4.7. It goes through a jump to 7.4% in 2020 at the height of the COVID. And last year, it went up to 8.4%.
2021. About 8.4.
Yeah, that's the
growth of agric.
Of the agricultural sector. The economy itself, it grew far less. Yes. Last year, the economy grew by 5.4. Yeah. Yes. And agric and go up by 8.4%. Now, would you compare the growth in industry? Industry grew by only 2.5% last year. And services, which is a major item, grew by 9.4%.
Okay.
So, but we share the last few years, consistently the growth rate in our agriculture has been accelerating. So from a base of 4.7% 3 years ago to 7.4 to 8.4. This year, 2020. 2022, the jury is still out. We are right in the middle of the season. We don't know, but from all indication, in spite of the problem in fertilizer and so on, I'm very confident that the growth will be twice.
From 8.4
Yes.
But what do you think accounting for steady growth?
Planting for food and jobs.
Really?
Oh yes. What else? Planting for food and jobs, no na a year deema numwa abano a year to they saw for sisi se womo hwena womo dwuma no nkoso. So any this kakakai ashem 2.6 billion, just that on subsidy alone, and it's generating so much income. so much output. I have value on 50 billion Ghana cedis. So we are bank manager. Now all lend you will be 2.6 cedis. Now the return would be generated 50 cedis. And that is what is driving it. So agriculture niho, planting for food and jobs niho, and the emphasis science shimu in the right places. And can COVID by here and to quasi or Europe. Can ever. A man be brave, woman baby ever. As Ghana there, a kufuado da romantic any baby aircraft.
But no for the ordinary man on the street in Ghana. Musa se launch PFJ, no material planting for food and jobs, no. 2017
April.
And a mama you grains are more they started. I think at the time now a broker home.
A moka
a
yoka home.
A unit in sorghum. And we are now 5.
Yes, cowpea.
Cowpea.
And soybean, they said no, okay.
No, main cow soybean. It is soybean, rice, maize, sorghum, and a cowpea.
Yes.
5 win among the shares here.
Yes, but Nina, no, a strategy. Yeah, the BBI chassis, but a non arrowhead. These are the 5 which were to prompt the other areas of the agricultural economy. You can't do everything at the same time.
At the same time.
It is a strategy they use here to be selective of the most popular grains that have war implications for our food security. So, dependent the performance no a application of fertilizer. Now feel so a buy more dry farmers when nim na the buy now nanum seed use one my loyals. Making young crop for one more war additional more.
Yes.
Universities research for a year to produce varieties there and my high yield, disease resistant, rare by to me stop on since you try sell it to me banya daddy. I selected universities. See, the strategy was young first and embra out. We fertilizer gusu because we the fertilizer gusu and the maximum we the fertilizer and gusu. Then so share san near baybo. Now share fertilizer boa. A for womo dodona organa no. A here womo for a here for pa. Omuntimento. Intina was say you know muche. Say okay, mon fertilizer no muntiafa na ban so fafa. Into mutuafa near tuafa a buy more draw there. It was even a bill 90%. A dear 10 cities no as some of the 3 cities pet. Yes, they are chow. Now kosore. Also here whole variety no bill because a juma chrono wire no ubetimenya a home baby. And it worked. Because of yields, as I say, production, browsing. You ever in this country 2 million metric tons before planting
for
a brown kwana make 2 million metric tons. Never. And so last year it made 3.4 million metric tons within this short period. It be 50%. They say, we should be biano. Ama Maya a bay and Hanan or Befediane, and one Befediane free hand say, a fee I shemra, I just say, and this one will have Befedian in the pew. If you say, the Ombefacor, per se, a boho by Netra, Ghana said a bear for or mere poultry that the Benyabi, no Musudia or Mojuma. And he said, never no coso. Puntu no abba agriculture uhwe nipa na wo mo koye efua ukwa say mo de mo studio antile mo tuka mo ye ni afoye adwuma afibia o se kokohwe o mo adwuma no nipa uhia wo mo a wo se o mo abba kwayo mo no ukwa be won last 3 weeks ye call 5 ye call regions enum ahafo Bono East Ashanti region, Eastern region. And we catch your last leg in the Eastern region. You drew as a man can say, and put a within 2 hours, 3 hours, near share doctor for our medical doctors. Me no. We we be any dianko. Our more jai doctor Jumanoa, or my Yakuafua, it be coconut. Kube plantation, Bakuya Kube plantation, and near Mao di Kube no yenya de Uka Belma. Because I got to know any man, many papa, and so a bro and a cassava. Palm cassava near daddy. When we are doctors, I almost giant practice because last year, when we share headmaster for teacher for prison wardens, nurses, I want more a guma, a year for. I don't cry. And ranting and Maba Wanka Kanenka, actually, and say, Guya, ye pay Juma. I hear ministries near the Adeomunya and Omunya will be able.
But honorable, the Oshaka said the strategy necessary 5 grains about arrowhead.
Yes,
but
it have to be near the big count. And I just say, I just some more, baby.
Okay, do I take it, say? More yes, our grains now would be count. Not in toast, this how your money in our account.
Yes, vegetables. I mean, you see, planting for food and jobs. I were 5 modules. But any food security, they make come once in a year. You name more than that. Yes. You're tossing me a tree crop development. No. Cocoa since Fernando Po. Tetakwashi Koho about 130 years ago, Kofa Kuku Baya, and no crow man from Gold Coast, Abisi Ghana. Ye bibia BOI the count. And so you warm me about Bibria, and no cry bit my mace come more than cocoa. Into ye in Niabano in Siano, Kube, rubber, share, cashew, mango. And oil palm.
Okay.
As I say, yate equa, say in the next 5, 8, 10 years, no. It's a car by man, a man to say cocoa, a man, and a cocoa man $2 billion a year. If I say each one baku piano, and no so to me 2 billion. The 2 billion times 6 essay, 12 billion. 12 billion. Into the cocoa no count 14 billion. Assuming say yen process you, they cost raw material no to say colonial, a be seen as a cocoa, a dear basically. But a bedroom on Ghana beyond 18 no, we would have attracted investment. I'm an abema air processing into higher value, no beba. So, until no Ghana for who and home could see another 5, 6, 7, 8 years. No, say, hey, BBC. If you say, yes, Cassia everywhere, yes, Cassia everywhere, yes, Cassia everywhere. And no, yet, and only a second module.
Okay.
Third module, no, and only vegetable, a brony for the horticulture, vegetable. At so dear. I know see a year what you man ding. I set up 3 villages. We call them villages. Bakon ewo Dawinya ha. Bakon wo Akumadan ewo Offenso district. And bakon so on the Bojase ewo central region. Villages so oba they do kura onka so Ghana greenhouses. I have graduates, young graduates, a youth program, any woman could have certificates from agricultural colleges, and woman could have diploma. They had one more baby training 7 days a week for 3 months on that technology alone. Now, one more, dear power, you only do more Israel. The same no cause 200 such trainees or more. Paid worker. Yes, we students. One more call. I'm almost a Juma no more. It's your muka. No more bar. Yet one more I settle on these villages. Yama almost so a more Juma. And so ministry Babuama Mama settle. Eti and only a third one. And Sana by more yang. I friend raring for food and jobs. And also poultry, Nkukoying, Nyai, and Nina and Prakonum, and Sana mechanization. Say the bia the ansana di bibia no ye di mfidie nketewa ne akese ebeba ma akuafo anya bi na omo so de adwuma na omo adwuma na tumpon nti 5 modules ni na na efre no planting for food and jobs na nam say the first module is food security no na mampani ko pa hontoma e wo go so on the 19th of April 2017 no and I just no agidi say planting for food but planting for food
covers our 5 modules and 5 modules na currently no are in operation.
Oh yes papa
yen shas in free mechanization no when tools ni when
say make kan ye farm tractors ne machinery bebre wo temaport say ochina obenya ho a ochina de memenya ho adwara obenya ho a me de obekoye yard e wo agricultural mechanization de ye gu ho a afi na ye ho adwuma na afi ye de abab newspaper sim dada say ye nsa kan sam fidie nti akuafo no obetimi aba application beba so person topi Akufo-Addo government yes nam some mechanization here in Intino attainable so by 40% subsidy. It is a machine no be do tama na $100 a buying for $40 ka would have $60 na be for machine no.
By a program that was launched in 2017 or 2022.
Yes.
After na machines here.
Oh, Debbie. Ebi Ebi 2018 ebi first batch buy. Chama, there's a chum. Now, the latest in America, say there's a lot of mechanization going on. Your free agricultural mechanization centers. The tractors bear 9 noons, young song, depending upon the size of it, Nina, soon baby. Now, a 4 one more money is scarce at the better machine. It would make high. Se be me 1 acre be twa mama na se be twa mabro mama na se land preparation ye shisha ne de eduane adade nyina no na utua ho ka ketikete
no ene ye ka se bi mu high bi.
Oh yes bebre kwa ye wo
so mechanization can be when
this district assembly is 53 AB.
53.
Yes. No, around. When I make it, so adaja. So me kwan with machi.
No, but 53 district assembly more list no.
Oh, adai.
No, my reporters are follow up.
Yes. Oh, yes. No. I mean, we are serious about these things. And then private companies. Commercial farmers are taking advantage of the 40% subsidy. Tractors, planters, prison services, universities, commercial farmers, group farmers. I ye nipa say even a pim cry. Ya can't want bumwa. The more credit. Say Monina Muntuan because in some we are together, register Bibia. There are all kinds of streams. The latest Americans said, me no say. You will bear 40 foot containers or temaport. Say,
equipment TB woman.
Oh, yeah, Silla, Gusui. Where we are by the end of the year, no. Exim Bank of India, almost no more facility, almost the Indian facility, the machinery. We are really transforming agriculture or mime.
But, Honorable, the other thing will be, sir, for me, sir, maybe say, your measure of success as a country. For example, when we make the statement say PFG is successful a year, Juma, and in the same country, what to say, senior high schools, Adriane Ashorte in the same country, or scientists say. Yes,
because there's a lot of misconception. Shortage of food was
senior high school.
It's got nothing to do with food production. It's all to do with finance. Almost the Ministry of Finance in Tiomoka, into almost a player an interview. It's nothing to do with production. Absolutely nothing to do with production.
So the point is, there is food in the buffer stock.
No, not food in the buffer stock.
Okay.
We don't operate a buffer stock in this country yet. I think no do no be do. But they made sure only say woman supply aduane schools no.
Yes.
Almost see entia womoka. Enti womusika kodi. Womuniska cry.
Omode Akoto Afriyie schools.
Enti abai entia womoka. It's got nothing to do with aduane ebu and I say aduane short. No.
If because then for me sitting here, no, that's a buying say sikani why remember suppliers now. There's nothing government can when the food is available to get the food to the schools.
You know there's a different issue. Me Jumane say
you make the food available.
He said me debi say me boa akuafo ama omo adwuma no is SCP.
Yes.
So
yes.
They make actually say adwuma no ya akuafo enyamwa omo nya bi da ama aduane wo ho. Kro aman bebre no aduane no ni ho. And into no munya bagana befa aduane. There's a Ghana say aduane ni ha anka obi free Kano Kaduna nom ebeba all the way with the trucks of befa aduane. Na say from Burkina Faso, from Mali, from Niger, from Togo, from Benin. Then come back. But because the surpluses are here, and they will be to the extent say he say they are there. Say ma omo fa aduane no ebio temporary kakra temporary because say ebe hunu a harvest ebeba coming season.
But some neighboring aduane be na yomo befa Afriyie aduane
more paddy rice maize bibia all the na won't say agogo for akobie a shop Wagadugu a omo de omo board there ekogu ankofo efom
from Agogo to Burkina Faso.
Yes. Omo akope abapata ewo Burkina Faso Wagadugu market. Omo do omo board de kogu ema ye ton ye tugu so to say.
Honorable, if I heard you right, okay, say we don't operate your friend is saying buffer stock in Ghana yet.
No. Yeah, we need buffer stock. Buffer stock means say you during the harvest.
Yes.
You turn duane egum. No de oho. Amphibia no nam quality ninti na was the son, but the duane de tile. Which he said there's an emergency be.
Na
ye say drought to be a batch as a pebia besia, a 4 months a penona quay 8 months patch as a duanini hono. Then no yakui edia a month for said a bear on when you PPD. But
I know the Ghana buffer stock company. Oh, really?
It doesn't operate a buffer stock. So I feel a buffer stock no. Through the Grains Development Authority. As they say, me no can say, a home bill, eco parliament. A cabinet memo, approval, Attorney General, a bill. What Parliament is here, approval. There will be a Grains Development Authority because a Jawamu Dino was Sanya Main. Yenya home faso, Ghana Banya home faso, a informal sector. So, and so surplus na bano. Ghana are buying. Through the taxpayer, no Ghana buying a day subsidies ya bama a home for swaba. Inti ya usem faso no yenya Ghana has say yes I let phone a back of so inti no informal inti now we are creating the authority to formalize that trade.
No, but Honorable, I'm hearing this for the first time and it's really shocking. Say National Buffer Stock Company, no. It exists just in name.
Now buffer stock no omo carry na ohefa busame. Na se buso bia.
That's what we see you.
Who see you when I just say they operate a buffer stock. You don't where's the buffer stock?
So what do they do?
They just give licenses to individuals to buy for them to supply to the schools. But it's not, that's not buffer stock. There must be higher number more. Buffer stock, you need hundreds of millions of dollars to create a buffer stock of any significance. Omo is a limited liability company. The Omo balance sheets cannot even raise 100 million Ghana cedis. 100 million Ghana cedis. How many tons of
and I'll be to
yes. Into Mr. Mo, may be SM chair. No tea, because me na minim. Very simple for me. Everybody should know about this.
No, say yeah, no. From sitting here, you see, Ghana National Buffer Stock Company. And when this conversation around Adriania Shorty schools by, you know, be a chance and buffer stock in Ghana away.
There's no buffer. That's what I'm saying. There's no buffer stock in Ghana as we speak. I find you be creative.
More creativity.
Yes. Yeah, it's a limited liability. You can't use a limited liability company of government to raise. But authority no there. It will have the same as Ghana Kokobo. Kokobo every year. Exactly. So this new authority will have that authority.
To do that.
Yes, to raise money from abroad, from everywhere, to come and support the Ghanaian farmer. Farm gator every year be a minimum price of maize. As I say, you can't buy from the farmer below a certain price.
Now, and then we stock it.
Exactly. It's a very simple way. It
sounds exciting, but other than it sounds exciting.
Oh, say Rome was not built in a day. Bibiano. First of all, you have to build the capacity. Say, which man Abiano Beba. So now you need say, share planting for food and jobs. I say, and chakra surplus is a bebano. Or say in your baby at the Bego. Into a shall say 4 years ago, CAC warehouses. They say 480 warehouses. Best late last year now, officially hand over to the ministry. But who manages it? So we are waiting for this Grains Authority to come into being. Then we hand over that asset to them to start trading.
So the warehouses, they are not in use.
There be some funny area. In fact, be no some of the dryers near that account. Dryers no. I be report near that they are more installing near that. So until
by the time our authority be ready there, no.
We used no. Then I say
make a warehouses.
No, please. Warehouse would have made me the pictures in the actual. It is Obi mansion, a very nice edifice.
No, it will not deteriorate. I think that's the point. I want to
it takes. Well, our warehouses now, food distribution 1960s.
Yeah, no, we use no.
As I say, buffer stock for our come as me. It be no we use it for temporary storage near that. It's as good as anything. No, the SCA in a fair ever say 1 year.
The other thing, honorable, because planting for food and jobs, our 5 models. And as we speak, some may far even the first model, which is food security now. And the grains are more the shots. And some start with maize. As a country, you import maize bill. We don't import maize.
Who import maize? I was a man my permit. I haven't given any permit
for anybody to import maize.
We rather export.
On maize, no, we are maize sufficient.
Oh, not only sufficient. We see export too. This is why countries around West Africa
maize
and almost I talk more because you see a mono say ucha more a paddy. Paddy, no. What happens is that also pong machine or also the pong a milled rice.
Yes.
Now your milled rice, capacity is you see, producing more than 1 million metric tons of paddy, and so with the Fidia a pohuni in our bomwa, a new 500,000. And not in Nigeria for no better paddy no the core because the more capacity no to mill. So, but we mill there and no honestly canon so. It is say no, say private sector be investing in mills. Na one more timi na banks also mutimi
funding
for existing millers to expand enough working capital but no na banks no omonye nti ama omo yes adwuma no omo chire omo
na banks no mo reason the same
managing director be by because
I'm surprised
only 3.4% of all loans by Ghanaian banks go into agriculture.
3.4%.
Yes.
Loans from Ghanaian banks.
All the banks in Ghana, only 3.4%. By 3.4%, most of it for cocoa buying companies, and yet for
agriculture, planting, the real job. And 3.4% it includes agri development banks.
Everything, and all banks, all licensed banks in Ghana, Bank of Ghana, they will give you the figures. 3.4%. And 3.5, yes. And America say no crown, no. Most of it no crown.
Yeah, they talk cocoa.
Indeed, there's an acute shortage of farm agricultural credit in this country. And
no,
more and they say the say, be prepare law bia, be more say every 100 cities bia would be Bobosiano. Or say bia 10 and answer 20 and answer whatever according to agriculture.
Real agriculture.
Yes. And you know, a bank spending on subsidy alone for pharmacy. Yeah, dear. The private banks almost declare big profits every year. Now, so the major driver of this economy, agriculture, no.
No, and I would want to believe, say, maybe as a ministry, what commission some investigations be into that, just to understand banks and why they take some of the decisions they take.
And the persuasion as I'm always talking to the managing directors of this, because farmers and processors, my office be complaining. So it be a application Akoto, you see a damage here, the dano call, the call, and so be a few mine. I'm a friend managing director. So me here I'm no wedding come. Oba na me dey student him so. Assume see an answer maintain. Oba. No say.
Na ya omo reason listen. Banks omo reason listen.
The reason or the baba. No say Obama sika na o de baba ko ni no. O de mo obi ko China ko Tony Amaba.
No around fast.
No nyamfa so mo nti how no interested. But for nation building there. Also banks no and so you're responsible. Look at the engine of growth, which is now agriculture. So the figures I'm ditching away. The growth of the economy is now dependent upon the agricultural performance.
Yeah,
we are doing well.
Agri services, no?
Yes, services. Yeah. Yes, that's right.
And agri.
Yes. So,
but honorable, and nothing I'm free say, a bank like ADB was founded, and I know so. Fortunately for you, 100%, and I say a state-owned bank, as it were.
Yes.
It can't say cabinet or any other body or that authority order them and say this is the focus we want to go. But this is a bank specifically set up to invest in agri.
This is why we have to a bank to me order is a company. They can take you to court.
Yes.
You can't order them until you change the law. That's why we are thinking of changing the law. Me say come away. Many Omampani di home commerce several times. Emma last year, by June, offer all banks,
commercial
MDs, any governor of the bank, Minister of Finance, myself, Minister of Trade, over lunch, Jubilee House. And that forum provided us the opportunity, I say, formally appealing to them and telling them how crucial their role will be and so on. Wow. So, idea that link no anyhow. Now, no there as government, no, you me for so be whether it's government owned or not, because your company law.
Even for the state owned banks?
Yes, your company law. And there was a law no near no. What I say? That is a bind there, prerogative, no. Law, no, and then I
okay, it may start here with a bro, my who say at least on my will be a license so import here, bro. But we still import rice.
Yes, because rice may be free, but no, a very long way. And then the quantities near there, they don't know. Who can say, who stop us, who import, you are punishing the consumer. Consumer, no, who punishing if you said you will be a 10 crano. Say, who can say, yenyai import na production I want Ghana no and enough to substitute for the import.
Yes.
Intini bon na rekosro 94. Intini say obetuma to konko miene no to konko baako okwa no ne ye de na nkola no de omo ADB foforo so intini no de me nyin ni say a kwampaso say by force I away from until say be establish the capacity or high bit ma produce na any a hold no competition no crack no why easy no out
so by in establishing capacity no
yes
honorable ujitum say yenye aggressive enough
oh yeah you go so yeah na make say you say yeah by now production of rice now about 600,000 they say 1.1 1.2 na and I say valleys tade wo forest nya obi anyusu no say egu so ye develop ama for rice production in the forest belt in a serious way for the first time and this attempt no so friends say stream and idua emo but you see idua mo forest regions the valleys na dead out tade wo monzo epensio anti uko se uko bono east ne bono ne half on the western region no ma meya asate ategum eastern region we ategum ne ashanti then they are almost do no
in terms of rice production no abino direct intervention for farmers then efa emudua ho no
send na here can say you encouraging the farmers say omo and going to non-traditional areas like the forest belt and also machinery are making extremely that the brain more and normally do and
mechanized centers
mechanization centers farm mechanization it a part of the process of encouraging rice production and it's working because production is going up. It's not going up as rapidly as maize and I say soya but it's also going up.
Okay, maybe Busa one question after my kind message because it's here for the questions we bring about. That other question would be say, as minister in charge of agric, and in him say you manage that entire value chain. So or office now also radio, what kind of newspapers, what online. Now say Ghana for kase aduane boaye den agric minister wohini papa yi onye bibi aduane boaye. How does that make you feel?
How does that make me feel? Of course, when you say aduane boaye den, because you compare 2017, 2018, 2019, no, we had a good time. These 3 years, share prices. We were agric net driver inflation down. With inflation by down to below 8-9%. Share figures, no, was agric. Since then, no, agric is here driving inflation, and it's all the intervention because of the impact of COVID, and then recently this about Europe and Tokwa Abaya had disrupted Bibiano. And no, and the petrol prices are cost near that day. Because don't forget, foodstuffs, the movement is very expensive. It's a haulage, it is a timber. From the forest areas, inaccessible areas also gather now the banner that day. It is auto petrol booms crabia now transport costs
now affected food prices to the end user.
Yes, and then at the same time now, and now I'm saying agricultural chemicals, really size fertilizer near the idea, producer and any bono also no. Cost of production so cost, but not as much as the Utria or Makola for weighing. Yes, because there's some element of profiteering also involved.
Profiteering, no meaning say ejodifoni be ebu amount for faso.
Yes,
they take advantage
of the rising inflation. Just a hormone so, and we have evidence of that. Transporters no, because just say a buying active interministerial committee. Any transporters, any Emmanuel Moody, I don't know. Asia, share quite a befaswa. You beat me a massade above form because a hiring as a government. Aduane there, the book cost to an is all harm for because only the first thing that will be added in the bottom musica because when the dear unti so into no bono cost to pay no harm for and very sensitive to that fact. The only a year woman I may call around American and comforting clients. Aduane boy if he said you any I mean we went to areas produce aduane. Areas of production in Bono East, Bono West, Bono East, Bono itself.
Yeah, and
Ashanti region. There's plenty of food even in the markets. Because you said 9 markets in 3 regions of Ashanti, Ejure area, or friends say Bono East, and Bono itself. No. 9 major markets for maize. You call Yanasi and Sumasi and Kokain maize. Just say what warehouse building a cofabo. If Jumwa, Tapolin, Katakatasuno. 27,000 metric tons of maize. This is only new 1 month ago. 27,000 metric tons. And so we have a kayaking cracker say, Adrianini Hoa, Unim de Oka. Adrianini born iodine, or born iodine.
And ne born according to you, no, because of transportation.
No, not only transportation. No. The fertilizer. The combination of cost of production on the farm, and then outside the farm, the haulage from the farm gate to the wholesale market in the urban areas, and from the wholesale market to the retail market. Market. It's a long chain. So, and then somebody along the way is making supernormal profits. Period. Yes, because you got 2. The chimantia.
Yes.
Basket tomatoes. You turn 150 cedis. Kumasi drew Kumasi no. Yasuma nipa ma omoko kejeti ajom no. The chimantia it was 400 cedis. How do you explain?
From 150 to 400.
Yes.
From the chimantia to Kumasi.
The chimantia to Kumasi, so track a cry and contem cry maximum 2 hours no kejeti market. Yes sir.
400 cedis.
Yes.
Basket no.
Exactly.
Once we've identified the problem,
yes.
What do
we are
we
working,
do?
We are working with them. In fact, if for no, holiday Monday no, there be Muslims here eat. Saturday no, no holiday.
Yes.
You could share, invite market queens all around this country. Any transporters. This was the second time we were beating them. Yes. Say the Adrian Boom quite be faso. Amasa in them. Only answer admit say a bono omodiji retail too much.
Omoaji too much.
Oh yeah.
And the other no more.
On the nina they say petrol price, petrol cost. Omo refis omo bottom na yama. So and you know almost so ultimate sign ko promote home up. Ultimate sign almost say ukoye alternate market. Sabotage because no adwuma omoye no omo life no ma me no na no adwuma omoye no. So ndo mu adwuma no mchan. Nti o say wo no omo dialogue if you kwan be fa so a ebetima ma aduane ne bo abafom. Fortunately no say ya me no kase. Aduane bo e seasonal, dry season. Na ne bo no kosro. Rainy season I na harvest ya na the born number form. You do point I be harvest. Enti ni nyina be ma ebono
naturally no
yes,
ebeba form that.
Yes.
But again with the issue of the transportation no you say fuel but say the traders na can no crazy fuel bo akostro. In transporting the food from the farm gate to a bulk breaking centers no and then to the retail centers no aban betime play role bi wom.
I bet me. Say na proposal trouble say and can start pilot scheme. Na yam pay trucks.
Na nkofa nduane ne mra.
No one tremono fanko na transport no aban betua bi.
Trucks fueled by government for example.
Yes, bibisa. Nti me use by next week be set aside experiment no.
Oh.
You quite cheap interministerial committee no.
No farm gates the doors on the farm gate ben on tracks.
Oh, there is that farm gate no there. Ka farm gate one more collection point.
Yes.
Abobo ya no ya de no call. Sana a truck na truck a bit mako.
Entimin ko. In the baby abobo ya ni baby gu no.
Yes.
E ho na tracks ne be ko. Na ko yi di aba cities no.
Yes, baby baby tracks no be draw no.
Yes.
A honey collection point. The bobo ya is a nine no do no whatever. Omo sa bana e car no ma. No more load no more aba. Nti ni nyina cost no. So almost so a charge.
Yeah.
Almost diesel. Almost use abobo ya no be use nipa ombe swa. Ombe de begun ya be. So it's a very complicated system.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anti ni nyina no. But the last 2 years, food prices have gone up beyond what is normal. And they be a buying pie, solve. Until as much as growth in agriculture, not economy. So you can imagine if there was no growth in agriculture, now we know bano. And get it to me to
yeah.
So no channel. And at the end of the day, at TM we free, the people just assume. But what is happening in our neighboring countries? I'm the chairman of ECOWAS Ministers for Food and Agriculture because the president and
ECOWAS
chairman. Me have two in my term. No, me have 2 Zoom meetings. This year, I two, and some of my colleagues about what is happening in their countries. No, but TB, I'm saying Ghana for me. They take everything for granted. Yankopon ena Oman and Akufo-Addo buy they planting for food and jobs buy ya bohu kanya daddy. I save a lot of trouble to catch you.
When you look at the numbers in the emphasis, just for a moment, imagine yourself as an opposition spokesperson on a Greek, for example, in Parliament,
which I was,
which you were for 8 years. If you imagine yourself in that position, now, when your opportunity. It's now a Greek and Cocoa Affairs Committee. So now who numbers who say under a government over 4-5 years, you pushy now figure by a committee to planting for food and jobs.
Yes.
Saying over the period.
2.6 billion cedis.
2.6 billion cedis
in 5 years.
In 5 years.
For just subsidies on inputs and seed and fertilizer.
Seed and fertilizer. And non-quan.
Yes.
2.6 billion.
That's right.
It is likely said for the other interventions. So committee be good. And if we are taking seed and fertilizer, 2.6 billion Ghana cedis. Yes. That's huge.
Yes.
So what should that investment now shall return now?
50 billion worth of food stuff I have produced out of that.
50 billion worth of food stuff.
Yes.
And they have produced out of that.
Yes.
It's been a good investment as far as you are concerned.
No, but as far as you are concerned, it's a good investment. A dear Juma now been or Ghana we need 2.6 cities. They come out between 50 cities. Even gold mining or oil, they don't get that kind of return. I mean, seriously, let's be dispassionate about this. A dear Juma now be we need 2.6 cities. A beshemu. Now what may generate 50 cities. You tell me. It shows you the advantage and is reflected in the macroeconomics. The rate of growth in the economy accelerating. The last 4 years accelerating. It means that the growth is increasing. It's not stable, say 5.5 every year, but it starts at 4.7, it goes to 7.4, and it goes to 8.4. You know, we are making a lot of progress, and Ghanaians should appreciate the contribution planting for food and jobs. Aye ama omei, egusu aye ama omei. Yeah, share program no so yeah. And near my be free abano. Be break. Say the makano. It be long term impact. It be short term na making.
Yes.
It be also a medium term.
Yes.
So it a policy. I achieve so much success for us in this country that we have to be grateful to this government for having the foresight. Because without that, with the near course with COVID in the MSCC or Europe, and Ghana for being mobile.
My main kind message is to be said, and I make an amount 4 questions. Omuti or the abano, wet me ya no at the amount. My main shas here with Asaki Awingobit. Asaki Awingobit here, Executive Director, Ma Importers and Exporters Association. Or say, Obi, good afternoon to you and your guest. I just joined the program. However, permit me to ask the Honorable Agric Minister some of these questions. 1, the Agric Development Bank was purposely set up for agricultural purpose. Why are they doing universal banking? Who gave them the license to do so? And here the number 1 question. Number 2, planting for food and jobs. Why was it not targeted at commercial farmers, but rather smallholder farmers? or for a better word, peasant farmers, instead of government focusing on commercial farmers, if the government meant business for job creation? Number 2 question. Number 3, why is the ministry not asking the rice millers to set up the processing equipment close to the farm gate, but rather set them far in the cities or towns, which is not closer to the farming community? Because to get the right moisture of the rice, it should be milled when they are harvested fresh, straight to the millers, not to travel long distances to the milling centers. Would he like to advise these private people to set up close to farm gate instead of their current places? And 4, what is the current tonnage of rice production in Ghana? And I think we would have to start with one of the questions, and I read the other ones. Honorable Nti, what noting it down here? No, my mepacho.
ADB, why Universal Bank and who gave them license? And there is
Bank of Ghana's
Brody Becca water under the bridge. Said the Bank of Ghana the Bema license. Inti, I know the Bank of Ghana for now say Omoma the entire at the time Oma applying on the Mao. PhD targeted at commercial farms. You see, that is the strategy that he thinks will work. We believe we say smallholders will give us the best yields, and they are giving us the best results. There are not many commercial farms in Ghana. In fact, Ghana's agriculture is smallholding agriculture, including our famous cocoa. Cocoa is produced by family farms of 3 or 4 acres. That's all. And yet, it is grown into a global industry and well respected, high quality, and they are several among Ghana very well. Total output of agricultural produce, what Ghana has here, 90% of it comes from smallholder agriculture. Until 2% will make a difference in agriculture. That's where you go. It's the most difficult, but you go there with the right policies. Now, home now the American statistics say we did the right thing by focusing on it. On the smallholder agriculture. And not only that, the poorest group of workers are more Ghana, and to be inclusive in the growth, that's where you go. Otherwise, yes. Now, just say, Nipa create commercial farmers,
but you call full scale commercial to the USA and more. Yields no more.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And America, 90% of our output is smallholder agriculture. So how are you going to get more production? About 90%, You need so many commercial farmers. Where are they going to come from? Who is going to finance them? But when they're already there in the business, we just want to improve their productivity. And it's working for us. And that's where we are going to stay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know just say
subsidized seedlings.
Yeah, I don't just say 2 commercial farmers now go. And American tractors in my idea by 40% subsidy for agricultural machinery. We a farmer, a commercial farmer now bar. You get the same benefit as the group farmers get the 40%. They are not there. That's why. And why the mills are not located in the towns.
Close to.
Yeah, but they're not there. This is private sector business. Obi ajanisika and odi ye najuma. Utimi kakchen say has also the kusi anase hana. On hana mani sika no. Sabi onfa odi ye najuma no. Baby ono najwe ni say odisi obenya no faso no. On odisi. Intended there. And the problem is not to do with location. It's to do with the financing by the bank. So mbema omu working capital.
To buy the rice.
Yes, from the farmers. No more and not only rice. Soya and so the same thing. Soya farm millers mills. And so working capital they are 12 free banks na poultry farmers. They say nam say no boy akosro working capital no so akosro. Into Osenka commercial banks topple up their working capital for them to maintain the flock. But nam say eduane no bo no ekosro no eduane on betima to no swati nti entimi maintain and feed the same stock of 100 birds. It no so mutombi na they can omutimi kakra na kana omusika beso no. But omambia so anka friends banks no ebe hwe wo mu adwuma no Now, Momo Busian say, oh, go here 100 cities. Now they are 200 bucks. And 100 cities now Kuta Wono. A bit to only 50 bucks. In the difference, may loan. Now they are Kahona, with the Jumana, now they are Tia. But Ghana, you say, I told Masaram. And that's a problem they are facing. And I bounce you in this car. So this is the problem that we have. And then if it's a legislation, no Bamudia. No more big profits or more declare. No, I'm over being
real agriculture.
That's right.
Now, finally, what is the current tonnage of rice production in Ghana?
1.2 million metric tons.
As against consumption of
I think it's about 1.6 or something.
1.6 million.
Or
consumption.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
I'm not. I didn't have the figures. I didn't know I would be asked this question, but I can give accurate information, sir.
Okay. My main kind messages na akano ebi na fe yentwaso loads of them coming through. We say okay. We say we have installed capacity of 500,000 metric tons of rice processing companies in Ghana. That's one Kwesikobo or a Greek person, and so the way but say installed capacity of rice processing companies here 500,000 metric tons.
Right.
That's huge.
That's what I said. Because I say about 500,000 metric tons. But the paddy I producing over 1 million.
Okay.
See, so you can see that we have only have the capacity.
Yeah.
And there's need for the private sector to invest
more
into the milling. Yes.
And they are guaranteed that the paddy will be produced more.
Oh yeah, it's already they produce twice as much as our capacity. Until the market is there.
No, my worry is because this is here no, omu produce it, but processing companies need also to buy the entire tons no more produce. Can that demotivate farmers? So?
Yeah, in America, we need to invest more in the milling capacity because the Honsuna profits no. Say and banks here then and come a millesi more busia and more their corner say ubi or ubenya more free bank no the oil and so to ebetoma millet na and can you the same for soya, the same for all the other crops.
Okay. We in Doma import maize for our poultry feeds, including yellow corn. Please ask the minister why so. Alex Doma and on the
Alex now one of my permit out the crab because me na my permit will be a permit say of cry yellow maize or any maize into this country.
That's an illegal activity.
Yes, into no here we import if you menti.
Oh, okay. In the Alex, please a follow up to this question from the minister will do. Obi, please ask the minister how much disbursement has been made to the Planting for Food and Jobs program since 2017 till date. With Atik Mohammed. And I'll 2.6 billion Ghana cedis.
And they are generating 50 billion worth of produce.
Okay, Atik Mohammed, that's the answer to your question. We say, Obi, Honorable's effort in the agri sector is unmatched and cannot be underestimated as compared to what persisted under the NDC administration. However, Obi, with due respect to Honorable, why is he not focusing this duty to do more for his country by his then Pusha seems not to focus on his sector, but his decision to become president, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about his presidential ambition before he leaves. But we say, to be honest, I really like Honorable Akoto Afriyie's spirit. He's one of my favorite ministers in this government, and I'm sure you would agree with me. However, the open secret in Ghana politics is that Ghanaians angrily vote against the NDC for non-performance, whereas the NPP gives power to the NDC on a silver platter because our government thinks more about the next generation and never the next election. Now, this is my question to my venerable Minister for Agri, Dr. Akoto Afriyie. The grassroots are crying because they feel neglected by the party and government of which he's a cabinet minister and a member of the economic management team. Now, should delegates grant him the nod? What is he going to do differently in order to restore hope and confidence in the grassroots so that apathy won't be our Achilles heel in 2024? Thank you. Nikki in Adentan. On the question here, the pan on also the aban. Yeah, Nikki or Adenta, Nedia or their brain and on. Okay, we say, Obi, good afternoon. Please, can you ask the Honorable Minister for me? I want to do farming, but my interest is in cash crop farming. Please, can you ask him where I can get some training and a little fund to start? Thank you very much. And ask him how one can join or register for the Planting for Food and Jobs program. And that's another question coming through. Okay, let me see. We say Obi. Okay, so the Agric Minister believes that bringing new faces brings new ideas, new spirit, and new energy to change things. And surprisingly, the president has kept some of them for over 6 years without reshuffling them. That is why the country is now getting into the abyss. Charles Quatten on also Adenta Edway Abraham. Let me see the other ones we have here. OP, please ask the Agric Minister, can the state use our prisoners to do state farms rather than keeping them in the prisons and feeding them? Nana Amponsa Bediakon Edie Eni. We say Obi, Honorable Akoto Afriyie always speaks to paint a good picture of stellar performance within the agric sector, but almost the opposite is what we find in our various markets. Dr. Dakwa Washington, D.C. Anyway, our brain. Nana Boatin says, today is a very special day in my life because God has added another year to my life and I'm forever grateful. I want to use this opportunity to thank all who've played various roles in my life, both the beautiful and the ugly. Okay, Nana Boatin, happy birthday to you. This one says that, Obi, please ask the Honorable Agric Minister about the role Ghana Commodity Exchange is playing in the distribution of foodstuff from our rural communities to the urban centers. John Bat Ado, Ohio, US of A. This one says that one ministry which has really performed so well under the President Akufo-Addo administration is the Agric Ministry. Kudos to the minister and his team for a great job done. While other countries are experiencing food shortages in these difficult times across the world, there seems to be abundance of food in every corner of this country. Obi, I have 10 acres of land and I want to go into oil palm plantation. Please ask Honorable, what kind of assistance can I get from the ministry? Fawaz Amasaman. Good afternoon, Obi. If our banks refuse to give money to farmers, do they expect them to save what they make from their struggle with them? It's a shame to this country. Please ask him what has happened to the National Service Scheme maize farms across the country and why are poultry farmers crying? Evangelist Raymond Kofi, Ewo Ajomakon. Obi, can the minister speak about mango production and the challenges they are facing as well? Okay, Obi, let the Agric Minister know no, they need him to be changed. He has, not very enthused about the performance of the minister. Chairman Ting is the best bet and never him at all. Okay, I get you. But our message is very clear. In your haste to want to one throw message. But we say, Obi, good afternoon. Wish the king of the airwaves Nana Kwame Boateng happy birthday. Richard Krampa Ewo Ablekoma Central. Lot of message. We say, my question to the Agric Minister is, why is the ministry not visiting the state farms concept, which was one of the employment generators for the government? Okay. Or say inflation is now 9.4% on a record high in yes, petrol prices and diesel. Okay, Akuntajo message in very clear. But Montumobon type of message in the Yansana. Must send it. Good afternoon, Obi. The Agric Minister appears to be doing well. Listening to the numbers he's mentioning. Obi, I work at the port. The level of importation of rice, wheat, and other cereals will blow your mind. Ask the minister how the one district, one factory is impacting to reduce the high level of such cereals, which is real at the port. Dennis Ewachado. Honorable, you questions here.
Questions there.
Yes.
So me kasa me dey chase me ansa ade bechewa. He says so me time so.
Yes.
Koja diplomats be quite or airport.
Okay.
And they make you so.
Yes.
Nikki Adenta grassroots welfare.
Yes.
Question Obusano. And your question meet me a year no say if you say we na brony friend say hypothetical. We just or the bechamena a chair no ninya ho answer me there ba. Cash crop farmer, how do you register? No your cash crop farming just say Tree Crop Development Authority ya de aba President Akufo-Addo a pa hon tuma Kumasi in August 2020 no as they say Honorable Kwetu na ye the CEO omo based in Kumasi no and hono say ohwehwe omo chia kwan na e kwan obitima faso aboa omo ne so ombemo omo so o asase a ombemo seedlings seedlings genuine varieties ombitimi adua ene ho nkai bonu nyina no ho no so deco prison farms any prisons adwuma pa
okay
ukonso amu say a prisons one more be 70 acres of farmer yani supply more farm machinery near there they one more a whole directorate on that only be feed ifo no prisoners no a ton be there or more juma nya Hong Kong uko Kenya say prisons a war or mine bebre no through their headquarters no ye servo omo niama bebre ema ye no mu dinkuta ho pa sa na secondary schools be 120 say ye no mu in so through our district directors of agriculture I no so mo be school farms and kwale ye chiro mo sede si nema Washington DC Dr. Dakwa Washington so kan Ghana friends Jomo Asem na no na me hu say ka Washington Jomo so ka yeah no intimi hu no na kwa bo aten me so me de me so me message be ma say na awoda onyankopon show na we are say obey bibia na enkosoma commodity exchange mo amunim say eti emfie miensani afi na omo nan ACC form kakra na the new year dey by Grain Development Authority omo no omo be adwuma very closely na je say amadwuma no a omo mienu ye no etumpon in fact ye hwe say ebedru baabi no even ye kokoko kra no commodity Ghana Commodity Exchange beton na fe so West Africa cocoa nyina ne other commodities no de beba through our commodity exchange na ma eton for was 10 acres no ubeko Honorable Kwetu Tree Crop Development Authority omno na obetima boao no mama advice na fe mama seedlings say 10 acres no ebedru on say obi fa AC down there and say and some more me so want some amasaman they say a very dangerous place
obedo wasasi dey sit down
amana who say so was I say minister of Greek he say bia yen say so nkofo from the say enwa kra enti fa was bomodiana bo 10 acres no bandisa obi who money dachi national service ne mango production and also mango production so Mijiri Tree Crop Development Authority ebeboamo mabobo bobi attractor so state farm concepts no
yes
and open me call radio station be now will be can one some say na move for state farms and then one is state farms are coming kroma ye amania Ghana ye hu eno kwa kan ho na ebesi ne intimacy ye dadam say Soviet Union and omkosua no tractors on the buy na nye tractors na ye plows snow plows no the brain or Ghana that time samokaya ama adwuma no nkofo ye adwuma no egu ombotom ama adwuma no nyina egui chese efiri hono kra no ya nsori bio ebesi ne nti state farm assembly de Bruni for an ideological question because NPP ni se o sa ban and o se duaduane ma amanfo ejidi se e o se amanfo no a wo mo edua no o mo o mo mfo no and o se ebo o mo nwuma no koso nye se ye koje sa se ye de kwakodo aduane ama amanfo enti eno de me no nya adwene kra se ye nsan konkofa ade a amo boy ka anye hu no ye nsan konkofa mra if you say planting for food and jobs a private sector driven activity which is say for no omo an omdo masase no omo hoden na eje na no ane say aba no bamu na mo enro ne nema omo timide aye omo fuo na ma no baye no adoso na omo nya sika kese agombotom na omo Ghana so nya ne ntuma papa efra enti no me giri say enkomo no ye de besi ha na medama say monso munyina munya emre na mo de tie Yakupon Shamo.
Honorable, you better say. I mean, there was this one because food index part of inflation go beyond 40%. Food index part. It was said with that situation, can we still insist say there is no hunger in Ghana?
Oh, the food index they hunger they free. On 70 pana omo ekomo eku omo na me komo omo duane. It's not true say there's hunger in this country. Of course, England kwa okwa ube hunko for omo the street is wa omo nya duane ni. Yes, voluntary organizations and a show omo. Uko Washington DC, uko Los Angeles. Bebi abeko bia be hu se nipa o wa dua come do omo omo da bontin. Eni be kura da. Na no ho asem ne ye ka. Se can't say aduane a eni ho a nipa come do omo de come da Ghana ha minisa ubenya bi wo ba biara if you say de nipa nsakona no eno ane say aduane no ho ne bo na ayedin na ne bo no so ayedin no enye Ghana nko na ne bo ayedin uko America sesia you walk into a mall bia okodidwa untimi fa bibia pese bia conflicts basket mensa boxes mensa no afa asho moto amusa mi kutua kanwe emprema anfa nko because you see the bibia ye bibia no komo ho a niema boa ye denti o muntimi nto se de kanena sika no a komo de to no niema no so ate abafom nti no ne ye ka ho asam na nye se obi de ne yefro ekoda ma ade achi a onya aduane ni nti o de megidi se machechi mu ama nti asenso aba
very well. Very well. Honorable, you better say. You better say dinkomo bi. We wish you well. Thank you. That's the Honorable Minister in charge of Food and Agriculture and Motiesi